She radiates inner peace that repels darkness. This peace is not born of a life untouched by difficulty, but rather from a soul that has chosen to rise above fear, to align with love, and to dwell in the sacred knowing that she is divinely supported. A woman who is protected by God carries a stillness within her that cannot be disturbed by external noise. Her calm is her shield. Her grounded presence is her armor. She doesn't need to fight battles with force because her spirit speaks for her. Her vibration is so high, so pure, that it naturally disarms the energy of those who wish her harm. When a woman is anchored in divine peace, she no longer attracts turmoil. She begins to notice that certain people simply stop calling, conflicts no longer find her, and toxic energies feel uncomfortable in her presence. This is not accidental. This is spiritual truth in action. Peace is a powerful frequency, and it is deeply unattractive to darkness. Evil cannot dwell in the same space as true inner calm. When she enters a room, she doesn't need to prove anything. Her very presence says, I am not available for harm. I am surrounded by light. And those who carry ill intentions sense that. They may not know why they feel uneasy around her, but they will know not to cross her. Her energy does the speaking. This kind of peace is cultivated. It grows from trusting the whispers of intuition, from releasing the need to control every outcome, and from knowing that she is not alone. She walks with a spiritual entourage. The divine walks before her, beside her, and behind her. She may not always see this protection, but she feels it in her bones. She is never truly afraid because her heart has been handed over to something greater. Her confidence is not arrogance, it is spiritual trust.
She listens deeply.
She senses the energy in people's words, even when the words sound kind. She hears the tone of truth beneath what is said, and because of this, she doesn't argue or try to expose anyone. She simply steps back. She retreats into her peace, and in doing so, she avoids battles meant to harm her spirit. Her silence is powerful. It is not weakness, it is wisdom. She knows her worth, and therefore she does not entangle herself in chaos. But in this peace, she finds clarity, and that clarity guides her steps. She doesn't run toward everything that looks good. She waits for what feels aligned. Her discernment protects her. Her restraint protects her. She is not rushed, not pressured, not manipulated. Because she is grounded in divine calm, she cannot be easily swayed. People who wish to control her find that their usual tactics do not work. She does not respond with fear. She does not react. She chooses, and her choices come from a place of wholeness, not from lack. This woman doesn't just pray, she lives as if her prayers have already been answered. She lives in a sacred trust that what is for her will find her, and what is not will be removed. She does not chase, she attracts. She does not beg, she receives. Because she knows that the universe in its infinite wisdom sees the bigger picture, and her job is simply to remain in her peace and walk in faith. Her peace is not perfect. There are moments of fear, of course. She is human. But even when the fear whispers, her spirit roars louder. She knows how to return to herself. She knows how to go within. She knows how to pray, to breathe, to affirm her truth and call back her power. This is her greatest protection, the ability to return to her center, no matter what is happening around her. And so she walks in the world untouched by the shadows that used to consume her. She smiles, not because her life is perfect, but because her soul is at rest. She trusts herself. She trusts her God. And that trust wraps around her like an invisible light that evil cannot penetrate. Her peace is her power. Her energy is her protection, and that is why she is safe. Another undeniable sign that a woman is protected by God from evil people is how her life is gently and consistently redirected away from harm through divine detours. These detours may not always make sense at first. They can look like rejection, delays, or abrupt endings. They can feel confusing, even painful. But over time, she begins to understand that what she thought was a setback was actually a form of spiritual protection, a redirection so full of grace that it saved her from walking into places and relationships that were never meant to nourish her soul. She learns that divine protection doesn't always arrive with flashing signs or loud warnings. Sometimes it comes in the form of a closed door. Sometimes it shows up as an opportunity that slips away, or a person who suddenly leaves her life without explanation. At first, she may grieve, she may feel lost, questioning why things didn't work out, but slowly as clarity begins to replace confusion, she sees the pattern. Everything that left her life made space for something greater, something safer, something more aligned. There is a quiet intelligence in how the divine orchestrates her path. She begins to notice that she is always in the right place at the right time, even if she only realizes this in hindsight. The relationship that ended saved her from years of pain. The job she didn't get opened the door to something more fulfilling. The friend who betrayed her revealed their true nature before they could do more harm. Every loss was protection. Every delay was preparation. Every no was a divine yes in disguise. This awareness changes her. She no longer panics when things fall apart. She no longer clings when something is clearly ending. Instead, she surrenders. She breathes. She says, if this is being taken from me, then I trust it is not part of my divine path. She doesn't need to understand everything in the moment because she knows she is not walking alone. She knows there is a wisdom greater than hers guiding her steps, weaving every twist and turn into a tapestry of safety, growth, and grace. She also begins to notice that her inner voice grows louder during these divine detours. When she pays attention to that voice, the subtle nudges, the uneasy feelings, the quiet urgings, she is often led away from situations that later reveal themselves to be harmful. She doesn't always need proof. She listens to the knowing in her gut, the wisdom in her spirit, and allows herself to walk away in peace rather than stay and explain. This is not fear-based avoidance. This is soul-based discernment. These detours are sacred interventions. They are the invisible hand of God, gently steering her out of danger before it fully forms. And the more she trusts them, the more she feels held. Even in the unknown, she knows she is safe. Even in the waiting, she knows she is being watched over. What others see as coincidence, she recognizes as divine choreography. Her life is not random, it is guided. Over time, she stops asking, why is this happening to me? And starts asking, what is this teaching me? How is this protecting me? Her perspective shifts. She becomes more at peace with not knowing all the answers because she has tasted what divine protection feels like. She has seen how she was rescued before she even knew she needed rescuing. She has seen how something better always comes after something is taken away. This doesn't mean her path is always easy, but it means it is always protected. She still experiences challenges, but she is never destroyed by them. She may be shaken, but she is never broken. The detours may take her off her expected route, but they always lead her closer to her destiny. There is something sacred about a woman who can walk away from what no longer serves her without bitterness, who can accept the divine redirection with grace, knowing she is being led to something far more beautiful than she could imagine. This woman lives in harmony with the flow of life. She doesn't force, she allows, she doesn't beg, she trusts, and in this trust, she finds herself constantly moved away from harm and toward peace, healing, and truth. She is not lucky. She is covered. She is not lost. She is led. And every detour is proof that she is deeply, unshakably protected.